You know, I always refer to Orlando Pirates as the biggest big game team in South Africa. And now they're proving that they're the biggest big game team in Africa as a whole. Another masterclass in how to play games of football administered by Orlando Pirates. Again, they show that whether you call it the M28, whether you call it a Nedbank Cup, if it says Cup, Pirates is going to do well in it. And I've been saying that Pirates has a game that is built on, it's built for Champions League football. It's built for what they need to do here. Because what does Pirates do in big games? Pirates has found this season such an incredible ability to suffer. They just suffer. Abu Sibisi, you know, Pirates was in Tibang for a lot of that game. But Abu Sibisi are showing that they are masocha, they are soldiers. Chain played out of his skin today with the saves that he had to make. But from that suffering, it's almost like they understand that we're going to get a moment, we're going to get two moments where, man, we can maybe take advantage. And another big strength that Pirates has is Mfukeng had an off day. In walks Nkota, who has maybe not had that many great performances of late. But in walks, back to that stadium where he scored 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken, back to Algeria. And he takes Pirates and puts them through. Coach Jose Rivero and that Pirates team are the masters of moments. There's no team that understands this type of football better than Pirates. You know, you watch for Ahly, you watch for ES Tunis, but we dead. You look at the teams that have dominated African football up to this point, and they have a composure. Like they have this belief that, no, we'll get through. No, we're going to win it. And maybe the biggest difference between Pirates and Sundowns is that Sundowns has often lacked a bit of composure and belief in the Champions League. And maybe that's why they can't get over the hurdle like that or the hump like that. But in Pirates, when it comes to these cup games, man, there's an understanding. I'll call it an understanding even. And Coach Jose shows again that, man, it's like he scripts this thing. It's like he writes it out and he knows exactly when to make a change for this and change for that. Like we were speaking, I was live, we were speaking about how Nkota needs to come on to add a little bit of something. We were speaking about how some things need to change. Maybe Dlamini is not on his horse quite right? And he waited. And then he made it at the right time. Coach Jose makes these changes, like I said, as if he scripted this thing. Now, let's get into the game itself. I'm going to give MC Alger credit. They were the catalysts. They were pushing. They were positive. They were trying. And they were very aggressive with the way that they were approaching Pirates. Now, Pirates, as I've been saying over the past few months, and I know Pirates fans don't like me for it, Pirates struggles with build-up play. They struggle playing the ball out. And for some reason today, they decided that they were going to try play out the ball a lot more. They were trying so hard to find these passes. And the one thing that you say about playing out from the back is that you have to have triggers and you have to have a structure and a plan. You can't be having Mbata standing in the corner waiting for the ball that's not going to come. You can't be having Umakaula then who doesn't know what to do really with the ball at his feet. He's not a ball player like that, or at least at Pirates he hasn't been. And then you can't keep giving it to Mbogazi and asking Mbogazi to do something. Because what MC Alger did was that they just pressed Pirates a little bit and they made sure that, you know, play the first pass, play the second pass, your third pass has to be long, your third pass has to be rushed. And they were just putting pressure on Pirates over and over and over and over again. Within the first 2 minutes, they had a header that went wide that maybe their striker should have done a lot better. Is it Bungara? He should have done a lot better with that ball. They had a header later on, far post header, where the guy hit the side netting instead of even just getting it on target. And you could tell that, man, maybe today was not going to be the day for MC Alger, because also, you know, the more you keep attacking, the more vulnerable you become. Now, I had thought that what was going to happen in this game was that MC Alger would become frustrated, push more people forward, and then Pirates would catch them on the counter in that type of way. It didn't quite play out that way. Pirates put in more players. In the second half, they started pushing forward, committing more guys forward. They sort of reversed the pressure. Okay, so I know I stopped the video a lot, and a lot of you are wondering, why are you asking for money? So I wanted to show you. I asked for money because I want to do more of this. Huh? But the truth of the matter is that it took over an hour in order just to render that shot. And it takes even longer when I'm doing my normal content because, guys, here's the unsung hero of the channel. And unfortunately, Shem, but the screen is broken. I have to use a second screen and the performance is not up to it. So I'd really love to upgrade things like that. And when you look over here, this is what the setup looks like. Rehenga di patlo and rehenga di green screen, which is a reality of being a South African content creator. Also, this is what people think is my studio. It's actually my house. So if you still don't know that I'm doing all of this from my home, then I don't know. But that is essentially what I want to do. More of these cool things. But I need you guys to please help me out by donating 50 Rand or more into this account. You know, we're fighting for multi-choice. And for multi-choice, but there is subscription models all over the place. And I'd love to give the biggest quality while also being able to pay my rent and do things like that. That is where your money is going. And I promise to give you only the best content that I can if you do throw something in. So I just wanted to show you guys what I want to do with your money. I want to take this South African football and fulfill my dream of taking it into the future. But thank you guys so much. Remember, this is the bank account that you deposit into. Get back into the video. Now, as much as suffering is good, and Pirates has been a great suffering team, I worry a little bit. And I don't worry about the suffering part of it or the chances that they give to the teams. I worry about how much of a break they give to that defense when things are hot. And I always say that you can be defensive, but in your defensiveness, you have to be able to come out. So if you look at a Stellenbosch last year, defensively, they would sit back, but then the moment they sniff a chance, Reyners and Van Wyk are gone, Reyners and Titus are gone. And they attack just enough that you have to be aware that they're coming for you. There was so much pressure that was put on that defense. But then secondly, I don't think Pirates used Makgopa well. I don't think Pirates used Rile well. And I know Urile was marked out of the game pretty much. But I feel like in the second half, Pirates went back to what they know a little bit. So when I talk about Makgopa, let me start off with Makgopa, then I'll go to Urile. Makgopa, for me, is one of the best target men strikers that we have in the league. And what that helps you with is when you're being pressed by MC Alger, when they're cutting off all of your short little passes, when they're putting your players under pressure, you always have the option with Makgopa to go long, vertical long pass, allow him to win the first ball. And now you've cheated. So Hugo Bruce in AFCON cheated a lot with Makgopa. Play the ball to the defense bangs it long, Makgopa wins the first ball, Percy, Temba, whoever's there, pick up the scraps. It's something that Pirates did so well with Makgopa at the beginning of the season when Abonkota were on fire and Nkota and Fukeng were on fire, in that it plays a false nine, win that ball. The first opportunity that Pirates got was literally, they were playing it up the wing, they played a long vertical pass to the center, Makgopa put it down, turned and made a run, got the ball back. Unfortunately, the defender was there to take the ball away. So you need to learn to use him a lot better. Urile looked a lot better playing as a pure winger, almost a pure winger in the second half, having the support of Hotto. We saw it Bafana when he got that support from Basadine. You could see that, okay, the defenders can't isolate him anymore. And he looked great. The player that I always question for me, and there's a couple of players that are like this in the league, is Dlamini. What is Dlamini's role? What does Dlamini bring to the table? Because we've seen him a lot this season and he's been given quite a few chances. But you're not quite sure what he's meant to be doing. Is he meant to be a 10 that's creative? Is he meant to be a pressure valve that lets go of the pressure a little bit? It's sort of like what a Tito does, where he's able to take the ball sometimes and just release some pressure. Allow people to relax. Because what tends to happen with Dlamini is that Umakhupa runs into his space because Umakhupa likes to drop back. Mfukeng, because we're trying to make him a hybrid 10 wing, or we're trying to convert him to a 10 at national team level and at Pirates, you see him drift into that space, Dlamini. But what gets to me is that when he does now have those two in those spaces, you'd imagine that he'd drop back inside and become more influential, maybe from the base of midfield. But now when you're building up, Agaseko, you can't see him. You can't see where the ball's going to go. Nobody's availing themselves because we know Talente likes to hide in build-up. Makaula is not going to play that ball. So I think those are some of the things that Pirates needs to look at and tighten up. They need to really address those things, because I think Pirates could go to the next level. Pirates has always been around here, and I've told you guys about how the front line of Pirates is not as great as we make it out to be. It's not as great as we make it up to be. And these games are the ones that show that Makhupa was out of it for a lot of the game. Mfukeng was out of it for a lot of the game. It wasn't until they paced up in the second half that we started to see some of the other players pop up, right? But again, what I love about Pirates is this thing that they're doing this season, where I don't need Mfukeng to be the greatest player in the league. I don't need Umakhupa to score 20 goals. When needs be, someone will put up their hands. And that is an incredible thing to have. If you can pair that with some consistency from the front line, someone will always bring Pirates out of the game, win Pirates the game, out of the tough spots, because they didn't play necessarily well this game. They suffered very well, but they didn't play very well this game. They come back with a 1-0 win. This Pirates team is incredible. This Pirates team, when it comes to games of consequence and cups, you can't touch them. Even when they're playing badly, even when they're under pressure. You can ask CRP, you can ask Ahly. So maybe now we need to realize that, man, this is not a South African dangerous team. This is an African dangerous team that needs to be taken seriously. And what I want to end off today with is, oh man, what a day for South African football. Because we got to see how you play CAF consequential football, how you play it from two different spaces. MC Alger dominated this game. They tried their very hardest as a home team to kill off a team. They lost 1-0. But this afternoon, we watched Mamelodi Sundowns as a home team that was in possession. I mean, more than 85% of the possession went to them. But they were able to show you how you win a home game. I think Pirates was, I stand to be corrected, but Pirates was the only team that went away today that won. So that shows the other side of the coin, where you can go away and win a game. You can go away and suffer and win a game in a packed stadium in another country that's literally in another season. And you're able to come away with the win. And both of those teams come from South Africa. That is insane. That is such an amazing thing to see South African football evolve. to see South African football take these competitive games seriously. I love it. So kudos to Orlando Pirates for again going to Algeria and coming back with wins. Incredible, incredible, incredible to watch. Hopefully they can go all the way. Sundowns can go all the way, and we can really finish the story that Sundowns had started, that Pirates had been a big chunk of as well, reaching finals with Ahly. Hopefully they can finish that off now. But guys, what a day for South African football. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye everyone.